Put those on backwards. Wonder. I do wonder. Oh, hey, hi. How you doing? Long time no see. Man, you guys snuck up on me. Huh. Well, as you can see, we're working on this here dealy bobber. What's this here dealy bobber? Well, you see, this is a tire. It's off of the corn planter. Yeah, it was flat. It ain't flat no more. No. Yeah, the good guys down the road, they tore into it and put a new tube in, I think. I do think that's what they done did. Well, that didn't really start. No, that's definitely not started. Tools. I had tools. I suppose I'm using them to prop you guys up. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Found one. That's not it. Bugger. Bugger. Take the cheater. Well, what was I gonna say? We got the manure pit done. Probably figured that. We've had rain. We had light precip Sunday. After my last video, you know, Sunday. Wasn't much. We could have easily continued on Monday if it would have been just that. But then Monday she opened up and rained pretty good all day long. Well, then Tuesday was dry. We hauled manure. Let's see. Wednesday was dry. We finished hauling the manure. And we got this bugger out of the shed. And then never made her to the field because obviously we had flat tires and or a flat tire to take care of and whatnot. You know, you got to prep your equipment, kind of, sort of. Nothing like last minute preparation to go out to the field. That's how we roll on this farm. I guess we don't do the winter service program that a lot of guys run. Of course, when you're running old equipment and you park at work and you expect to pull it out of the shed working, don't you? That's how I roll. I mean, it kind of makes sense. Like, it's not going to break in the shed, is it? Well, every once in a while you realize you just plowed through last season to get done and you got something you need to address. This tire, well, they went flat over winter. It was good last fall or spring. Last year when we parked it in the shed, it was still aired up. Okay, so I didn't run on a flat. But yeah, I'm not too terribly big of a fan of this Case IH's program here. They got these hubs with a hex shaft that goes through them, and that hex shaft gives way. That's no good. We've had them round out and then you can't plant. This one was in good repair. All right, so now you think I can remember which way I had this? I think it goes this way. That's the way we're gonna do it. Okay. You know what we could do? We could do this. We could. I promise you. Ain't that slicker than snot on a Kleenex. Oh, bugger. Yeah, I probably done did that wrong. Probably shouldn't have put those on yet. Well, yeah, I did it wrong. I got ahead of myself. That happens a lot. Try to cut corners and then you end up paying for it in the long run. Dude, it's just a tire. Fix it already, huh? Just fix it already, dude. All right. More room. Stand up. Tire, you ain't cooperating. Voila! We got her back on there. Took a little bit of monkey business, but we got it on there. I stopped filming because, well, I mean, I was fighting that, and I figured you guys didn't really want to watch me fight that. But my dad showed up too, and I don't know that he wants to be on YouTube, so I just figured we'd let him be. You know, he doesn't have to be on the YouTuber. But anyways, so we got a 900 planter. Probably can't see a whole lot. It's planted a fair amount of corn for us. It's been a good machine. Can't complain. I do like the disc openers that these early riser case planters have. It's been good. So I didn't maybe finish my thoughts. See this nice Quonset shed we got here? That thing's fancy. We pulled that out on Wednesday, tore the tire off of it, and pretty much then went to the barn and did chores. Rained Thursday. Rained pretty good Thursday, like it got wet. So we didn't do a whole lot. I made a trip down to pick up some fertilizer for planting. A pop-up is what they call it. It's actually a Monty's premium blend. So never used it before. Not cheap, but figured we'd give that a try this year and see what it does. It's got some I mean, it's nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. Can't remember, is it 6 or that might not be 24 in the middle. I think that was 6 and 6. And then it's 1% sulfur and some zinc, I think, in there too. And then he said that they have some humic stuff in it and maybe some carbon stuff in it too, I guess. I don't know. I can't remember all the details of it, but we're gonna run that, and we're gonna put some Biodyne 401 product on too when we plant my acres. Try to get some biology stimulated and going, and hope for good things. It's too wet to worry about planting today, so we're trying to get this sprayer going also, and should really pull the other planter out so we got the bean planter ready to go too, because you know, that time of year, and really probably should have beans in the ground already. They say nowadays that you don't wait for the warm weather like they used to. You get them in the ground and get them going. And I mean, one year we planted beans early just because the forecast looked good and the corn planter was broken, and hands down they were the best beans we've had. So there is something to that early planting, and so we got to try to get that dug out of the shed hopefully yet today. But we do have church tonight. It's Friday night. We have church every now and then on Friday night. There's 2 services every month on Friday evening. But this sprayer is new to us this year. We got it so it's spraying out of all of the nozzles, so that's a good thing. You know, you kind of want that when you head to the field. And we got to slide these tires in so they track with the tractor tires, and that should be in business then. We got we're gonna do some no-till again. We've done some in the past, and we got acres that we're gonna no-till, and then we got acres that we're gonna do some tillage on, just to here, there, wherever. I mean, some of that later liquid manure ground that we hauled on, some of that stuff we did some compacting with the rain. Had we got it all out before we got that rain on Monday, we wouldn't have had any compaction issues. But being that got rained out and couldn't get going on that, you know. But as you can see in the background here, that's some rye growing in these fields. That's our old sprayer right there, right there. Those booms, those are supposed to be crisscrossed and lower, but they got left up. They kind of intertangle with each other. They kind of got tweaked, and so anyways, but that shed right there, I had a guy back up there with a semi to dump some sawdust, and he did that. That was kind of nice. I never did ask that company to fix it. I figured it wasn't such a big deal. Well, maybe I should have, because they kind of mistreated me. I was a loyal customer, and I took sawdust a few times in a row when I didn't really need it, and then I told them I couldn't take anymore. Well, then when I needed some again, he kept pushing me off, because there was guys that had helped them when they wanted to get rid of it, and so we kind of got, I you know, probably shouldn't have, but I kind of told them off, you know, and so I haven't called them back to get sawdust. So from him, right now we've been bedding with straw. We had enough straw just hanging around here that felt like it was probably a good idea to just use that up and whatnot. So we haven't, but we'll be going back to sawdust. I like sawdust. I run a lower somatic with dry sawdust, not wet sawdust or green sawdust. That we tried that number too, and that just, our somatic cell runs high when you run with the green. So dry sawdust. But yeah, anyways, so got a nice pink cattle trailer, but we're got to get that work done, and then we got to dig out the planter for soybeans. That is going to go behind this tractor, and yeah, I put the 1486 on the corn planter. Would have potentially put the Valtra on it, but didn't get it unhooked from the tank when I had this hooked up already. So, and that's a 1586 that we got running the sprayer. Dad bought this one a few years back. It's got these nice narrow tires on it. That's why he bought it. The tractor's nothing fancy, but the guy who mounted these, I think they used to be on a sprayer or something. They kind of remind me of the, is it Unverfer sprayer? I guess you can't see, but looks kind of goofy with the yellow. Maybe we should paint them, but then again, the whole tractor should probably be painted. It's just kind of matches my Quonset. But so yeah, maybe we'll get to planting corn tomorrow. I think we'll have acres that'll go tomorrow, especially maybe that no-till ground will go tomorrow. So we might get started. It's May 2nd today, so it'd be May 3rd tomorrow. And it's definitely not the latest we've started planting, but it's not the earliest either. The weather's been good, and now we're staring 70s in the face, so we really need to get on the ball and get some drop in the ground. So anyways, I think that's probably all we'll video for this one. You know, it's been nice to have some rain. You got to see the hay jump, that rye that was, you couldn't even see that rye last year. Like it didn't hardly germinate. I mean, it germinated, but it was just little sticks that you couldn't even see a green haze and you looked across the field. And so it's pretty impressive that it's a nice green looking field now. You know, that's some amazing seed, that rye seed. And so that's what we're trying to do. Would be nice to, if we had time, to put something else out there that would help fix some nitrogen into the soils too. That, you know, the rye, it'll suck nitrogen onto the soils, but a little bit of cover is better than nothing. We know that, and that biology, you know, that soil life, that's key. That's key. And you have the living plant out there, you're gonna have life out there. So that's what we're shooting for. And anyways, I better get to work or I'm not gonna make church tonight. So you guys stay blessed and come back for some more, and maybe we'll be planting corn in the next video. Take care.